Blessings, beautiful souls. We are going to talk a little bit about what light language is. I know it's one of those things where people can think, oh, that might be a little bit woo-woo, but really it's not. A light language is just what it sounds like. It is a frequency through toning or sounds that we can have come through when we tap into specific frequencies and choose to let go of the mind and allow those frequencies to be spoken. Light language is the ability to activate the DNA, connect to source intelligence, open our mouths, and allow those frequencies to come through our system, that divine operating system. It is a beautiful way to connect to source and to vibrationally move from the distorted operating system into the quantum body or our divine molecular technology. When we begin to learn to use light language, it can get actually very, very specific. And this is something that I've had so much fun as light language has evolved through me over the last 10 to 15 years. When I first started out with light language, it sounded a lot like gibberish, right? It had very random, different ways of toning and shifting, and it worked. It worked in allowing me to move into a higher frequency, brought my body into a higher frequency. I could use it in collaboration with others or in a reflection with others, and it would create a significant difference in the frequency for both myself and those that were around me. It is a great way of clearing energies, evolving consciousness, and of course, it allows us to release our programmed mind or more of that kind of analytical way of thinking, and it challenges us to move into a space where we're just allowing the intelligence of source to flow through us. When we start to evolve our light language, we can actually use it to repeat patterns through the specific tones and through the specific language itself. Just like the English language or Spanish, there is a very specific language within light language that we can use to activate the DNA. And when we tap into this level of light language, we're starting to communicate through the intelligence of source in a very, very specific way. So, what would this look like? Well, for instance, if you're wanting to shift, let's say your heart, and you're wanting to move into the multidimensional experience of your heart, there would be a very specific language that you could speak repeatedly to open up and ascend the heart space. And by doing that, you're releasing maybe old emotional patterns, betrayal. Maybe you have some physicalities that are happening in their heart that you're wanting to ascend. Using this light language is very, very specific to doing just that. Each DMT code or each code of the DNA are holding different distortions. So when we start to work with them individually, we start to ascend those distortions. And a really fun way of doing that is through the sound or the language of light. With that, I just want to invite you to just tapping into what maybe your specific light language is. Light language has the ability to move mountains. And just by opening yourself up to the experience of it, will show you just how powerful your voice can be. And then for some of you, I may be hearing, well, I don't actually like to open my mouth and have the things come through. Or maybe that you or somebody that you know is deaf and you can't actually voice things very well. Well, the wonderful thing about light language is that it is a frequency. We don't actually have to measure the frequency in a hertz wave, meaning we don't have to sound in order for it to work. So for some of us, light language may be spoken through our hands, just like doing sign language it is also holding a very specific frequency. So if this is lighting you up in any way, or you're maybe just feeling a little bit curious, I'm going to put the link below to the light language class that is going on from October 28th to the 31st. It will also be recorded. So if you're watching this after and you feel like you've missed out, not to worry, it will be offered as an evergreen course afterwards. So I guess I'm just going to leave it at that. I was thinking maybe I would go into a little bit of light language, but there's going to be an activation with using the light language that I'll invite you to go experience that. Feel the energetic shift because remember, we're moving into a time where we're going to move out of needing to know something analytically or through the mind first. And we're going to actually learn by experience. And then the mind's going to catch up and understand what happened within that experience. This allows us to embody and remember our quantum intelligence before it hits the mind. This allows us to fully embody the truth or embody the wisdom before our mind steps in and distorts it. So with that, I guess that's kind of it. I'll put those links below. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about light language and definitely go over to the blog page as well, because I talk a little bit more in depth there on what light language is and how you can use it. All right, everyone. I love you so much. And until next time, just have a fabulous day. And I'm sending you lots of quantum hugs and love.